Welcome to Tales of the Alleghenies. This episode is entitled The Ghostly Light. I think we all enjoy sitting around a campfire, talking, eating, and just absorbing its warmth on a cool evening as jostled logs send sparks into the night sky. The wildly dancing flames mesmerize and hypnotically cast images within its luminous embers. Shadows leap about the camp in unrelenting behavior and finding no course for its spirit to follow. To top it all off are the sounds of the night, crickets, owls, and the rustling of leaves as if something was walking through the obscurity of the pitch-black woods. Inevitably, someone's inspired to tell a ghost story. The Henry Lambert farm was located on part of the property that is presently the Flight 93 Memorial in Stony Creek Township, Somerset County, Pennsylvania. My great-aunt Abi Lape was 15 years old in 1906 when she went to work for Henry Lambert. Abi was next to the youngest of 9 other siblings, all who had either married or left home to work. Her mother died when she was just 10 years old, and Abi would learn responsibilities at an early age. The story begins in 1908 at the farm of Orie and Lizzie Grove along present-day Sturtz Road. Walking distance was about a mile through a woods and field trail to Henry Lambert's farm. Abi had left early in the morning to help her sister Lizzie can vegetables. The day passed quickly, and Abi was invited to stay for supper and more sisterly conversation. Daylight was slipping away, and Abi knew she would need to get back over the hill before darkness set in. A big hug and a thank you from Lizzie, and up the darkening hill she went. Abi finally reached the township road that dropped down the other side of the hill and home. Darkness had overcome her walk as she had feared. No moon, no stars, only dark clouds that helped to blind her movement. Abi walked this road countless times, but in the pitch darkness there was nothing to guide her course. Shuffling the soles of her shoes over the dirt road gave her the realization that she was still on the road. Finally catching sight of the pale light of a kerosene lamp shining through the window of Henry's house gave some relief to the bewildered soul that she would soon be home. Approaching where the wooden steps went up to the bank from the road to the front porch, she saw another light. The light was coming towards her on the road from the opposite direction. The eerie light reminded her of a light from a lantern, but did not swing or silhouette an image of someone carrying it. Abi called out, thinking it may be Henry. No reply. Fear swelled within her. She knew if she could find her way up the steps to the front porch, home would be her safety. The mysterious light of foreboding evil came nearer. Adrenaline raced her forward, stumbling up against the side of the steps. Now on all fours, Abi felt her way up through the gate and the picket fence and onto the porch. Henry's dog greeted Abi, but never barked at the strange light as it passed the house. Abi rushed into the house, finding Hen snoozing on his rocker. Awakening him to the unsettling occurrence, they both rushed into the front porch. The luminiferous object turned down the farm lane opposite the barn and continued down to the bottomland and out of sight. Shep suddenly leapt from the porch and out of sight. Abi and Henry called for him to come back, to no avail. The incident haunted Abi's mind in a long and sleepless night. She found herself gazing out her bedroom window to the obscure landscape below. Dawn was breaking. Abi and Hen were about their morning chores. Abi had asked Ken if he had seen Shep in the morning, and he said he hadn't. The faithful canine always looked forward to taking the cows to pasture. Later that day, Henry walked down the lane to check the crops, across the spring gutter, along the tree line of the lower pasture. He was horrified by what he saw. Shep, his trusted friend, lay mangled and dead under a white thorn tree. Gathering Shep up into his arms, uncontrollable tears rushed down his weathered face. It was the only time Abi ever saw Henry cry. Was the brutal killing of Shep done by man, beast, or the ghostly light that passed down that lane that night? No one will ever know. Shep was buried on the bank of the barn where he always sat waiting to take the cows to pasture. Abi worked for Henry Lambert until he died in 1942, and for all those years the mysterious light was never seen again. Thank you for watching this episode of Tales of the Alleghenies.